Don't get the ones on the ground. The ones on the ground are okay?
Right here. Right here, Mom.
Red pepper over here.
Yeah, get those ones. Those are red.
Over here. These ones are
No,
red?
those aren't red. Let Piper look like this. Red.
Oh.
Like this, Piper.
That's
Red.
Heidi. What is Heidi?
Good day, you guys. I hope you guys are having a great day. I wanted to start this vlog off with a little bit of a chat. I'm doing it a bit different today. I wanted to do a little bit of homemaking as well as keeping it open in the background so you guys can kind of hear what's going on in the background when I vlog. Now that the property, as I've always called it, is starting to calm down, everything is starting to calm down. The seasons are changing. We're becoming more connected with our land and familiar with our surroundings. This land has now become our home. So as it's transforming into dirt, which we bought when we bought this land, this property, it was just dirt. We bought dirt. And it's now becoming our home very, very slowly. We are transforming this dirt into our homestead. And it's refreshing. It's finally refreshing, feeling comfortable and at home and relaxed. Now, when I say relaxed, I don't mean it's an easy task, because it's not. I don't want to fool anybody. Being a city girl coming out here to this lifestyle has been an extreme transformation for me. But I look out this window every day and I'm grateful for the opportunity that I'm having. I'm grateful that my family can be more connected to Mother Nature, more connected to God, out of the city life, away from all the programming, the busyness, the run, the go, the race to just everything. We wanted to get out of that, and that's what we're doing. So I thought I would take you guys along with my day and do some canning, some organizing. This little space is so hard to keep up on being organized. So I'm going to do that first and get that organized, and then start my day outside. Being a city girl and learning different ways of life, I've come across 2 books that I really like that I wanted to share with you guys. These 2 books have taught me a lot and I'm still learning from them. I do recommend checking out these books on Amazon. So today I'm going to be making grape jelly from Welch's grape juice, as well as some apple jelly from some, I think I'm using Langer's apple juice. You'll see here, I'll show the bottle up in a few on this vlog. The grape jelly, I'm using a recipe from the Ball Candy book. You can either make your grape jelly with the fresh grapes or from juice from the store, as I am. There are no grapes for me to make grape jelly that I have come across. It's not very frugal to buy them from the store and make it. It's easier and cheaper to just buy the juice. So I'm going with the juice method, which is in the Ball Candy book. The apple jelly that I am using, that recipe will be from the Frugal Farm Wife. I highly recommend, if you haven't tried apple jelly, do try it. We have tried it and we all like it. My kids absolutely love it. It was my first time me making apple jelly, and it did come out a little bit runny, but it turned out really well to go over, say, biscuits, or we've been using it on toast, and I will definitely be making more to put on the shelves for winter. And I know you can buy jelly, or you could buy juice to make jelly throughout the entire year, but it's always more convenient for me right now to make it during the warmer weather, because I don't want to make it during the colder months. We have a smaller space. We've had a little bit of a setback building as we planned to. My husband has had 3 or 4, I think 3 surgeries in the last few months on his hands. His hands not only being something that he builds with, but how he makes income. He's a tattoo artist. So we've had a little bit of surprise setbacks, but that's not going to stop us. We're just going to keep pushing through and getting it done. But I do recommend trying making apple jelly, and I really dug the recipe from the Frugal Farm Wife. So if you're wanting to learn to can, I would highly recommend you starting out with water bathing, and it doesn't cost a lot of money to get started. They sell a lot of the stuff in the canning aisles down in Walmart is where I got all mine, and it's not that expensive to get going. Just Google. Honestly, Google tells you everything, so just Google some, you know, say what do I need to start water bath canning tools type of Google search, and it will pop up a little list there for you and go from there. I would highly recommend starting out with some jams. That's the easiest and it'll get you feeling more comfortable. Now don't be shocked when I add in all the sugar. The sugar is a huge process of making jelly. Even when you're buying jelly from the stores, it's gonna have a lot of sugar in it. Sugar is what helps set it, makes it sticky, and makes it taste good. I know it looks disgusting. If you were to put all this sugar in this juice and then drink it, it would taste disgusting. But it's gonna turn into a jam and not taste disgusting. It's gonna taste delicious. So go ahead and give it a try, and you don't have to use pectin like I'm using. There are recipes without pectin. I opted to do pectin these last few times. And again, there are recipes you don't have to use that. So one thing I've learned from being a city girl, going off-grid and trying to homestead, not really the off-grid part, but homesteading, there's more homesteaders than women that live off-grid. I feel like we live off-grid pretty dang deep. I feel like we went from city life to jumping in to like straight up off-grid freaking life. I mean, I don't think it can get any more off-grid than this, besides not having like Starlink or generators maybe. Anyhow, what I've learned from watching homesteading women is you want to preserve as much food as you can during the warmer days. And you want to do it as early as possible, especially if you don't have AC, which we have AC, but can you imagine if I canned inside that RV, how horrible it would be? So I don't have a lot of stuff coming from my garden right now. Here in Utah, there's always a late harvest. So there's not a lot of things at the fruit stands that you can get besides like watermelon or corn on the cob. And I am not canning corn. Forget that freaking crap. But yeah, so I'm like, what can I can? So I thought, well, maybe I'll do a couple easy videos of what I do know how to do, what I've done in the past, to maybe encourage somebody to can that they haven't canned before, but they want to put their foot, their fingers, their toes or whatever in the water and try. And the easiest thing for me to do is start out with jellies and water bath canning. So I'll add in the onions. I did pickled red onions. And now I'm doing grape jelly today and apple jelly. So I can show you guys how to do that, and maybe you guys can just go do it. You don't need a lot of things. It's not that expensive. And it's a great thing to put on the shelves, to get on your shelves, to get ready for a harvest or to get ready for winter time. And you'll have yummy tasting things that remind you of some summertime on your shelves. So while I'm doing that, normally I take care of the chicken coop, but Daddy said, you're not doing the chicken coop no more. These boys need to slowly put their fingers, toes, or whatever in water, and they need to learn to do boy chores themselves, or chores in general themselves. As you can tell, this one's in sandals over here. They opened the door last. They opened up the door when they were cleaning out the coop, and all the birds got out.
They didn't get out when we opened the coop. Only 2 ran out. We put them back in.
We got Harry. We got Harry over here with his butt feathers hanging out again. One of you ladies said he has a bamboo butt. That's hilarious. He does has a bamboo butt. But these chickens are hard to catch. So these boys will be tired. But it'll be a lesson learned. When you clean the chicken coop, it has to stay closed. The things have to stay closed. Oh, good. Oh, you guys almost got it. So these are good chores. And look how fluffy you are, Harry. You're not Harry. Why is your butt feathers all jacked up too? What is up with your guys' butt feathers?
They are boys. Open this.
Yeah, but they're not all beautiful like
Dave.
Dave's was. You had a prettier face than Dave, but your feathers aren't as pretty as Dave's. Oh, they're gonna get mad at you.
Oh my God! I see that mad face.
They're in mad face now. They got their feathers all fluffed up. They're like, you come to save me. So you're not Harry. You both have Ratchet. No? So you're not Harry. I don't know which one's Harry because I thought Harry had the messed up butt feathers, but they both have the messed up butt feathers. How about we name you, what is it, Dell and Daryl? What are the stepbrothers' names again? Dell and Darren?
These are.
These things are
both boys. Oh, I see you.
Yeah, the two ones are boys. Those other two.
Or
That is a one-way door, son. It's called shut it. When you open it, you shut it.
I was the one who opened
So
it.
chicken coop is clean. That was a lesson for the boys to shut the door. That's something I normally do that I don't have to do now because Daddy was like, you're not doing it. The boys can do the chickens. And that saves me time. And it's going to be 90 today, so they got that done at a good time because it's still morning time right now. And the boys got that done this morning. They got the dog run cleaned and the chicken coop cleaned.
No.
Dad said, no way.
Hey, slow down. Yep. Watch out, Lemon. Sit down. Yeah, sit down. Sit down.
Mom, watch this. It's stuck in my feet now. Oh. I took it off. We got right.
Don't look it up. Get very sticky down and stick it open. Okay, and those to the service station.
tree right there. There's like a little one and a bigger flat top tree. There's a rock right there. You'll see the black vulture sitting on it.
Can I see that?
Right on the top of the mesa.
Yeah, you
I was walking in the room and walked back out.
Or I just like bricks.
It's gonna make me get it Wednesday.
So on to another day. This is the next day, and I am wiping off and checking the seals on all of my jam jars. I do have 2 partials left from each batch in the fridge of apple and grape. So far, the favorite is the apple jelly. Again, my first year making it, and it was a huge hit from my family. So what I'm doing is just wiping off the jars. I like to take a little wet paper towel and kind of clean up the rims in case there's any like residue on them, just to make them look nice and clean and sparkly. And I will be writing the dates on these. There's no way that these are going to last a year. For my size family, we'll go through them pretty quickly. But I do plan on making more batches, and I do want to use the ones I made first, of course. So I will be writing the dates on the jars. I do not reuse my lids. Some people do. I do not. So I am new into canning. I've only been canning for a year. Most of you guys have been following me that long and knew I was extremely nervous and scared to start canning. I was afraid I was going to do it wrong and get my family sick. But I feel that that's just a tradition that's been lost from generation to generation. And sometimes learning an older skill is a bit intimidating and scary at first, but so far I've done it, and if I can do it, anybody can do it. Just follow the guidelines, follow the rules. Don't jump into that rebel stuff that I want to call the pros, which they don't call themselves the pros. But when you're a newbie like me starting out in canning, and you got all these women and men out there rebel canning things that I wouldn't even bat an eye at, and they're okay and they're healthy, and it's been done for many years before our generations, it's probably safe. Honestly, it's probably safe. But for me and my comfortability, I can't say that word, it's to just follow the guidelines, follow the canning book recipes. I am starting to go out and follow recipes, as I did with this apple jelly, from other homesteading women, and it's just like you have to feel comfortable with what you're doing, and you want to have fun doing it and enjoying it, and it can be extremely relaxing. And these jars, come on, these jars are a lot more prettier than the ones you buy at the store, right? With the, say, Walter's label slapped onto the plastic jars. These are just more of a prettier look. It's more comforting, and you get to make it at home. It's your jelly. So for me, it's relaxing and puts more stuff up on the shelf. Anyhow, I went out to the garden with the kids, and we picked out some little tiny itty bitty bell peppers that are growing. First year on the homestead this growing season, and it's been different, that's for sure. Our harvest is pretty pathetic considering what we're normally used to getting when we lived in the city limits in a house and just grew out of totes. This is really small, and I am a little bit let down, but I have to keep reminding myself that it is my first season out here, and I don't know this area and how to grow things properly. So from what I've learned, unless, I'm getting a lot of you guys telling me that your harvest has been bad this year too. And from the looks of it, farmer stands, it seems like it's kind of been a harsh growing season all around for all of us. But for me, in my growing excitement this year, it's been the heat. And if it's not heat, it's raining really hard, and just the rain's damaging the leaves or knocking things off. So for my homestead next year, I'm going to have a greenhouse put up. For sure, no matter what, I need a greenhouse. I am not even going to get enough herbs to dry out for the winter like I did last year for cooking. So these are some fresh herbs that I got from the garden that I will be able to use in this meal. I do have herbs and a few things to use monetarily, but not to put on my shelves or dehydrate or anything like that to food storage. I have nothing close to that, and I most likely won't. So I have been looking for farmers around in the local area. Like, we got a bushel of peaches I can jar up the other day, and we will get those on the shelves, and still keeping an eye out. I will be putting a huge order in with Azure Standards. They do sell herbs in bulk, and a lot of their stuff is non-GMO. I will be doing a huge order with that and ordering carrots and beets and things like that, like I did last season, and get those on my shelves. I'm making pasta sauce, if you haven't guessed, with the herbs and now the canned tomatoes. I am adding some extra seasonings in there, some red mint salt, some garlic salt. I do add sugar in there. I forgot to show. I always forget to show most of the time. But I do add sugar in there to help with the acidity and take the bitterness off. It's super good. This is what it's looking like. It looks really fresh and clean, and it smells so delicious. If you've never tried making a pasta sauce just from tomatoes, you should give it a shot. It's really good. Now I am grating up cheese. I've been buying blocked cheese rather than the bagged cheese. I've known for a long time that they do add. I'm not gonna say it's legit, because you never know what's true anymore on who says what. But how they put cardboard or some kind of paper or filler, I should say, inside of grated cheese that are on the shelves. They probably do, I don't know. But anyways, I like the taste of just grating up my cheese blocks like this. And no, it's not the healthiest cheese, but it is in our budget, and it just tastes a whole lot better than the bagged cheese. So what I'm doing is just grating up a whole bunch of it, and then I'm going to stick it in the Ziploc bag and use it for the next 2 days. We go through cheese. Like, we'll go through this whole brick within the next 2 days. No problem. We love cheese here. So I'm going to go and get that put away. It's fly season here, Utah, summer. I think fly season's everywhere about this time, but we got to get things and move fast to keep those flies away.
The tomatoes disappear. That's hot.
You better back up in case it splatters.
Yeah.
Pardon.
So there you have it. There is how I make my pasta with the canned tomatoes. Super easy. And again, if you haven't tried making pasta sauce yourself, it really doesn't take a genius, and it tastes so much better than the canned stuff. It's just more flavorful. You can see Freya's ready for her pasta. I didn't add any beef to this pasta. It was a really hot day, and we had already had meat for breakfast. We'll be having it again for dinner. This is just a quick lunch I threw together for the kids on this day. After having a long day outside the day before, cheesy pasta is always a go-to favorite. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys on the next vlog.